we do here is go back.
Hi guys, this is Anime Degens, episode 9. I'm here with my boys, Dan and Tyler. We're here to give you another banger episode like we always do, but just to give you guys a quick rundown of what we're doing this week, we'll be doing a first look at Blue Lock. This will be my first sports anime, and I'm excited to talk about it with you guys. And then we'll be going into our weekly rundown. We'll be reviewing the last episode of Buddy Daddies, One Piece, and Hell's Paradise. And then lastly, we'll be doing a movie review of A Silent Voice, a freaking tearjerker. Guys, you want to share some of the format changes we have coming up?
Yeah, I got you on that. So, everyone, with the banger shows coming out for like the next 3 seasons, we were kind of panicking about how we were going to fit it all to the weekly rundown.
We had no idea.
We had no idea. We're like, how do we pick 3 shows? Because we can't make the weekly rundown an hour and then do like another hour and a half on top of that. It'd be ludicrous.
Right. There's like at least like 6 or 7 shows that I feel like we have to cover, right? So it'd be tough.
And I didn't think first looks were going to cut it. So officially starting next week, we're going to be breaking the podcast up into 2 sections. We're going to do our good old fashioned anime Degens rundown. And we're going to be doing a different segment where we actually dive into all the fun stuff we talked about, like starter animes, dumb content, stuff like that. So it should be really fun. It'll be a great way that if you don't have the time to listen to everything, you can kind of split up into 2 days. And I think it'll be good for everyone. So
yeah, and it'll really help you guys avoid spoilers because, one section will be more of our fun freelance content that we do, the crazy ideas that we come up with. And one will be reviews. And guys, you won. You guys won. You get 2 episodes a week instead of 1. That's a dub.
We're gonna work even harder for all you guys.
Yes. No days off.
Just for y'all.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm excited to be putting out more content, and I'm excited to be able to spend more time doing some of the fun stuff and reviewing more shows. I'm really, really excited for that. But all that being said, you guys want to get into our first show?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So on this week's first look, we did Blue Lock. And just to give you guys a quick synopsis of what it is, Japan's desire for World Cup glory leads them to launch a new extreme training program called Blue Lock. Its only goal is to find and produce the next greatest striker. 300 forwards start the program, but only one can win. Who will be the next great striker for Japan?
For the world, dude.
For the world, yes. It says Japan, but it's really for the world. For either of you guys, was this your first sports anime? Or like sports driven?
No, this wasn't my first. I actually watched a couple with Haikyuu being my number 1 sports anime. So this is like my 3rd, I think. So
okay. Nice. What about you, Dan?
Yes, I watched a bit of Hajime no Ippo, which is like a classic boxing.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anime. It's old. It's really old. It's like I think late 80s.
I know what you're talking about. It's classic, bro.
It's a classic, and it's really good.
I've never seen it.
It's like One Piece length, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know if I have the time for it. So I've watched a little bit of it. And then a couple weeks ago, I tried to dive into Birdie Wing, a golf girl story, because I love golf. And
yeah.
No, it was bad. It was so bad. It was absolutely atrocious. I watched 1 episode and I was like, what the fuck am I doing right now?
Well, thank you for being honest, because I probably would have checked it out also being a golf fan.
Just imagine like your golf shot, but you're just screaming moves like Dragon Ball Z in the backswing.
I'm sorry for the recommendation, Dan.
Give me a break.
So I have dabbled in it. I'm not the biggest sports anime guy, so Blue Lock was, a little out of my territory, I guess.
Yeah, and I only became a soccer fan, I guess, when I went to college, and a lot of my friends in my fraternity played soccer, and we had a really good intramural soccer team. And that's when I kind of started watching the World Cup and getting into it. So I had never really even thought about looking at a soccer anime, and I didn't really understand how it was going to work. But right from the get go, for me, I ended up watching about 3 episodes. But right from the get go, just opening up in the closing minutes of a match and our main character having to make a bunch of different decisions on how to score was really, really cool. I like that. Did the first moments pull either of you guys in?
Oh yeah, definitely did me. It just like I don't know much about soccer as it
Mhm.
is. Like you said, I don't really know all the positions and stuff. But I don't feel like you have to know anything about it to enjoy this show because it's just got that intensity about it, and
Right.
you feel that straight from the get go. If you're like a competitive nature, then you're definitely gonna like a show like this. So
I definitely got to agree with that.
Yeah, I
Um,
guess I can add resident soccer specialist to my long repertoire that I have going on here. Resume, sorry. I played soccer from when I was like 6 years old, basically up through high school. Had a tragic ankle injury that led to surgery that kind of made me hang up the cleats. So
our boys got glass ankles, and it's a damn shame.
yeah,
You
they're
hate
bad.
to see it, really.
They're bad. Oh, they're metal now. They're not just glass.
Okay,
So
they're metal reinforced. Love
how
that.
how far did you get into this, Dan? I
He's
know
a
you said you
fucking
was gonna watch a
cyborg.
bit.
So I think I watched 4 episodes before I got sidetracked with everything else
Okay.
going on. I also was watching SSS Gridman, which is fucking hype. So that kind of took over. And I also
Okay.
started Gintama too. So I'm kind of getting
I
pulled in a
got you.
lot of directions right now, besides what
Well,
we're watching on the podcast.
the reason I was asking is because your situation with the ankles and stuff is very relatable to um the long haired red haired dude Chigiri, I think it was. I don't know if you got to that yet, but he's got a similar issue like that.
Okay. No, I
So
didn't get to that.
okay.
I'll be able to
No,
relate
yeah, I
to
was on
somebody.
episode
Nice.
3, and I
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't. I
I'll be
didn't get
able
to
to
see that.
relate to somebody. Thanks for the spoiler.
Oh, I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you what it was or what it meant for the show. I
Right.
just told you was gonna be able to relate because
Red hair
y'all are
guy, ankle
similar.
injury. Got it.
Uh, previous. So, but yeah,
Right.
I'm like 12 episodes in. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think the first few episodes, I mean, it was really our main character, uh, Isagi. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Kind of getting pulled in the blue lock. So pretty much
yeah.
what they did is they got all like it says the top 300 strikers into one like camp, and they broke them up into different rooms. And from this, we got a lot of funny moments because it's pretty much, to me, it felt like Squid Game for soccer. Did y'all get those kind of vibes?
I definitely got like the survival of the fittest, like classic, like almost like reality TV show that you like the Survivor, like all that kind of stuff.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I got similar vibes to that. I actually have not even seen Squid Games, so I have no idea.
Oh
Oh
no, bro!
no,
You need to watch that. That's
I haven't
actually
seen
I
good.
read
much of
I
it,
read
but
I listen to Japanese stuff, not Korean, dude. It's, I got a type.
No comment.
yeah. Okay, okay.
So it's exactly like Squid Game for anybody that's listening. Dan, to explain it to you, they pretty much get put on an island, and there's a bunch of random challenges that seem unrelated, and whoever loses dies.
Oh,
And this one, it's not killing them;
oh.
it's killing their career. So there's a lot of parallels there.
I
Yeah,
was like,
So
bro, they don't die. What do you mean?
gotcha. So Survivor
yeah.
with
In
death,
Squid Game, they die, but this they just kill careers.
Survivor with death, and not millions of dollars at the end. I gotcha.
Right.
when
So
he
what was? Go
when
ahead.
he says like kill careers, he meant like I think they say in the anime that if they do not win the number one, there's only one person passes out of all the 300. If
Right.
they do not win, they have no hopes of being on the World Cup team again. Is that ever in their
Yeah.
life? Is that correct? But they
Yeah.
can still play
So
soccer, right? But they just won't have a chance of um
to be on in the
exceeding.
World Cup team,
Yeah.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
but a lot of these, especially a lot of these are like high school guys. So that's their dream right now. It's the top 300 strikers in the whole nation. Of course, that's going to be their dream. I want to play in the national team. I want to go win the World Cup, and that's what the whole story is centered around. even the Japanese committee, that's all they're focused on, which is why they, went along with this program here.
Well, they're focused on making that money.
I mean, one of those crooks is.
Hey, man, that's what FIFA does, dude.
I mean, that's true.
That is what FIFA does.
That's a whole nother conversation, though.
And another interesting thing that's going on is that while this blue lock training is happening, when it first happened, the Japan is like getting ready to host their nationals or something like that. And so these strikers have to choose between either going and playing in nationals, at their respective schools, or going to train and have the possibility of being that number one guy in the future. So I thought that was pretty wild to have them make that decision.
Right. They had to do the litmus test right off the jump. It's like,
Yeah.
do you care about right now this little high school nationals, or you trying to be the big dog around here? And that's what was so cool is you get a lot of savage moments out of it, because pretty much for anybody like familiar with soccer, it's like, or really any sport, it's ego scoring.
Yeah.
They want somebody that's completely ruthless, that only cares about themselves. So kind of in some of the games they do, it's supposed to be team based, but it just doesn't happen sometimes, and it's hilarious. And everybody's so aggressive with each other. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought the whole concept of that was actually really funny, because as somebody who played soccer for so long,
Yeah.
like, it's such a team sport, and there is like you can't win if you have a ball hog on your team. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't work. And the fact that they're just trying to make a ball hog who's going to only think of himself, not make the pass for the goal, just take a shot at a net with 3 defenders in front of him. It's like,
Right.
is this really how soccer works, guys?
It's not at all.
I think Japan is they're a little off in this one,
Well, to be
Right.
fair, like, y'all have only seen like 3 episodes or whatever, but like everything that Ego does is like, it's crazy, because he not only like sets up future tasks or whatever, he's testing them. Like, he makes them think that um they have to be this egotistical psycho ball hog person,
Mhm.
but in some situations he's trying to make them do the opposite, I feel like. So did y'all get that too?
I did. What was it? I think it was the second game that they played where it was called From Zero, or the episode
Yeah.
was called From Zero in episode 2. I mean, technically you did have to play as a team. You were going to win if you played as a team. Our main character, his team lost because they were thinking with only their ego. But yeah, I still understand what you're saying there, Dan, because it is a team game. But I think it's cool to, like, it was just so bizarre coming off rip, especially like the first scene where he has a wide open pass to his friend that's 6 meters beside him, open net, guy misses, and he says, "Oh, I should have shot it." And it was like, okay, like, you did the right thing. And then like the manager of Blue Lock ends up like reinforcing that what he should have done. So it was just it's interesting concept.
I was a really big fan of Ego as a character. He is a fucking psychopath, and I'm here for it, dude. That shit-eating grit he has on his face all the time, electric.
The glasses, bro. The classic glasses move,
All the time.
Dude,
The
if there's
white
an anime
glasses.
character with glasses and they don't push him up a little bit and have the light flicker on him, I'm not into him. Like, take them off. You don't need those.
Yeah, I was really digging that they actually named the dude over Blue Lock, which is, basically trying to make people egoists, basically.
Mhm.
Ego. Like, bro, that's
I
crazy.
like that. I thought it was a good
Yeah.
move.
Yeah. What did y'all think about the when they like went into their I don't know what to call it, like every other anime it would be like power ups. Their eyes
Their
would
skill
like
set?
kind of skill set, whatever you
Yeah,
want
I
to call
mean,
it,
they're
their
like
master
special
move or
skill is, I
whatever.
think, what they
Yeah,
were calling it, kind of.
yeah. But their eyes, how'd y'all feel about them that way of them showing that they're in that form now?
I really enjoyed the way that they animated the eyes when they kind of went into like that ego
Yeah.
mode. I mean, they just look insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought the parallel, or not parallel, but like the introduction of like the monster inside of you, kind of going with the eyes was a really cool way to do it. But I think it was Bachira, who is a full-on nutcase with that shit, was
love
one of
him.
my favorite characters.
Yeah, mine too. He was a man from the get go as well.
Yeah,
What
he
about
was
you?
very, very interesting. I enjoyed it. So what was it? What, was there anything in particular that you liked about this, Tyler? About the show?
I mean, I just like the intensity. Like every episode you watch, it's like you're not even watching a 15 to 20-minute episode. Like it's over just like that, just because it's so intense and everything's like just happening so fast, and keeping
Yes.
you glued to the screen, I guess you could say. But yeah, I will say though, I don't know about y'all, but I did try to watch the dub this time around, and the dub is trash.
Yeah, no, the dub's terrible. I did
Yeah,
the
I
dub the first episode. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
nah.
I just want to let y'all know the dub is trash.
I don't know who did the dub. I don't know if it was Funimation or someone else, but yeah, I don't know. I
I
think
don't even remember.
this show, it was like really action packed, but like I thought it was kind of funny because like the characters are so like, I'm trying to think of the right word, not energetic, but like they're so intense.
Yeah,
And then you actually watch the soccer games, and it's just so difficult to animate a sport like that. And it almost looks like they were moving a little bit in slow motion because, like, it didn't look like they were full on sprinting or anything like that. And that was one
I
thing that
did
kind of bugged
notice
me a
that,
little bit.
yes.
It like kind of bugged me.
because
And
the matches are like the slowest part of the anime, and you
Well,
would think that would be the opposite.
that's like with any like sports anime, I believe,
It
like
has
that
to be
on that
though.
level, because
Yeah,
they can't have a full paced game or whatever, because they're trying to explain and make it more intense and make it more interesting. It's like One Piece doing One Piece things. They draw it out, bro. They talk and
yeah,
draw it out. It's a classic.
I guess thankfully Blue Lock isn't making us watch 90 minutes of that because that's how long a soccer game is. So imagine trying
yeah,
to
that
watch
would
them
be
moving
tough.
that slow for 90 minutes. It'd be tough.
Another thing that when ego would when somebody would get eliminated, and ego would be like lock out. What y'all think about that? When he like first said that, when I watched it, I thought he was saying something else, like like vulgar,
Oh, okay.
like I was like, bro, what are you doing? But he's so wild with it.
Oh, I
But
didn't
yeah,
catch that.
No, I
yeah.
didn't either. No.
And did y'all hear him say that at all? Like when he like makes people leave?
I was reading it and I thought he just
Okay.
said, I mean, I read lockout, so that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Well, next time when you watch it, when somebody's getting ejected, especially like the first dude that got ejected when he got hit in the face or whatever
Hmm.
by Isagi or whatever his name is, I forget. The MC, he was like lock out or something like that. It was just really wild, and I was like, what did he just say? You know?
No,
Gotcha.
it was hard to
Oh,
understand the first couple of times
it,
he said it. Yeah.
my bad. I'm saying lock out, but it was lock off. My bad. It was lock off.
Oh, so it sounded like fuck off.
Yeah, my bad. I don't know why I was saying lock out. It's work. We lock shit out at work, so I guess I don't know.
Yeah, a little
Okay,
lockout, tag
okay.
out. We know all about that.
Leave your work at work, bro. What the fuck?
I'm proud right now, so oh yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys want to get into some first review, I guess, ratings and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Who wants to go
Uh,
first?
That's on you, Tyler. You spoke up.
All right. I guess I'll go first.
Cool.
So I think it's like I want to say like a mid 7 for me. After watching 12 episodes, it don't really go downhill for me, I don't think.
Okay.
Like they was saying, the sports, the soccer games was a little bit slowed down, I guess you can say. That is a little bit of a negative, but it's nothing too much. So I was okay with it. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with a 5.5 out of 10 with potential to be better. I think it got a little overhyped with the World Cup going on when it first released. Because
That's fair.
everyone is about Blue Lock. And I don't know, like it just didn't catch me the way I thought it was gonna. Like it's really good, but it was like the second coming of like top tier anime.
I mean, you know how it
described that
gets when
way.
people, you know how it gets when the World Cup gets around. Anything soccer is like, oh my God, around
Yeah.
then. You know, the whole world's focused on it. For me, yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 5.8. Wasn't bad. A little bit better than mid. I like the concept, but I watched 3 episodes. I can't say about where they go with it or how the story progresses. But it was a decent setup. I thought it was just like okay. I thought it was just okay, to be honest with you. I think we've reviewed a good many first looks that are better than this one.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Another thing, like this show got really hyped up as well because a lot of people was comparing it to, I think it's like Aoshi or something like that. It was a pretty popular soccer anime from a couple years ago. So they was kind of comparing it to, and plus, like Dan said as well, it kind of got hyped up even more, you know. So
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean the Japanese team had a Blue Lock jersey during
Yeah.
the World Cup. Like it was fully hyped up.
Wow. What? Okay.
Yeah. Like they went all in on it.
That's nuts.
But yeah, I'm definitely
You
gonna
coulda
keep
fooled
watching
me.
it though. I wanna see where it goes because with the way it was hyped up, it's got to be better than I think it is. You know.
It's got potential.
it's 24 episodes as of right now. So
Okay.
That's a lot.
maybe a second season coming. I don't know. I'm not sure on that.
I feel like there has to be a second season because I don't know how they're gonna knock 300 people off in 24 episodes. And I
Yeah.
also weird thing I noticed that I forgot to say earlier. Did you guys notice there's no A team?
I didn't even notice that. No.
Yeah, there's no A team. And I was like kind of thinking, I'm like, oh, it'd be really cool if they took all the people who got knocked out in the first round and put them in the A team. And then they were just freaking bitter and angry.
So what teams are
That'd be
there
awesome,
right now?
actually.
It was only B through Z.
Okay.
I didn't see there was no A team, and I thought that was interesting. Unless they're going to take the best 11 players and make them the A team, but I don't know.
I can't really remember if I don't recall what happened with the A team. I didn't really pay attention. I don't know if through 12 episodes did they really get into that or not. I forget. It's been a minute, so
Gotcha.
Well, if I was the leader of that program, I would call nobody the A team because they have to earn it.
and that might be why. Ego,
Boom.
bro.
Yes.
True.
But yeah.
But yeah,
Awesome.
you guys ready to get into the rundown?
Yeah, I was going to say, Tyler, want to get us locked and loaded on the weekly rundown? The final
Yes,
in
sir.
episode weekly rundown before we do the super ultimate mega solo weekly rundowns.
Sheesh,
Yeah.
so much content.
Like Go Piece, will be GOAT anime Degens. So,
You go, bud. There you
All
go.
right, all right. Knock it down a peg, bud.
No, I like it. I like it.
We're gonna start with the weekly rundown with Buddy Daddies. It is the finale. Unfortunately, the 12th episode. It's called Daughter Daddies. So Miri is hella excited for her Christmas play, while the papas have to be proactive and take the fight to raise dad in order to have a chance at having a normal life. I'm pretty sad that this is all we're gonna get to see of this show. But since this is the finale, did it turn out the way y'all wanted it to? Like Dan?
Yeah, so last episode, I kind of said where I wanted it to go, and I hit the nail on the head.
Talk about ego. Wow.
I mean, it was pretty obvious where it was going. I made a
Oh,
joke
yeah.
about them ending up on a beach in Tahiti, and I think they ended up on a beach in Miami. So we nailed that one. But yeah, I thought it was an incredible end of the show. When we first decided to watch this, I was like, I don't know if this is for me, but they killed it with the ending. And Tyler wants more, but I think that was the perfect spot to end the show. And we got a nice little time skip at the end. You saw Miri in high school, and the pop was a little older, and I thought it was just a fucking perfect ending, man.
That warmed my heart. And guys, when we started this podcast journey, I was really only watching anime for the boxing. I'm trying to see somebody throw bows and whatever other things they have for you. So this is like, is it slice of life? I'm way out of my league on this. Is this technically slice of life? Or is it just
a
comedy?
mix? I think it's a
Okay.
mix.
All right, but either way, this was so touching and heartwarming. and there were so many parts that were like had a lot of action, but it was still a little bit different than what I was used to. But I still really, really, really enjoyed it, man. And
Yeah.
to only for it to be 12 episodes, man, there was some good character growth. Like at the beginning of this episode, you know, Ray jumped right up out of bed to cook breakfast, which he was only playing video games when we first met that man. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man went from chain smoking cigarettes and playing video games to making French toast, dude. What a development right there.
Hey man, he changed. He changed. He wouldn't even cook for himself. Now he's cooking for other people. Nuts.
And Kazuki's like, bro, are you ever gonna learn to fix something else? And he's like, this works, you know.
Don't need to, man.
This works.
I got one dish, and that's French toast, baby.
He
It's
said,
better
I'm
than
damn
the
good at it too.
the rice balls, bro.
He should have kept making those things.
Yeah.
The
I
one with
did.
the choco rings, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I would have loved me some rice balls with gummy bears in them. That's a nice hidden treat.
It is.
Miri probably grew out of them though, honestly. So
Nah.
you don't think so? But yeah, I was pretty sad. I'm pretty sad that it's over. Like Dan said, I wanna see more. I wanna see the after. I wanna see just a slice of life, part
Yeah.
of this show. So only
He wants a spinoff where Miri's trying to date guys in high school in America. That's what he wants.
I want the papas included. I want to see their reaction to that. I want to see everything like that.
The man does not like closure, folks, as we've said before.
No, he does not.
Just give me what I want. That's all I'm asking.
Well, guys, before we got to the beach in Miami, and before the show showed us its last few animations there, so they actually had to go after the Siwa family.
Yeah.
How did the battle with Ray's father and his organization? Dan, how did you like it? Like, was it everything that you thought it would be, or a little lackluster?
I had mentioned that I hope they burn the building to the ground and there was a exploding propane tank. So you're damn right, I liked it.
It's close enough, right?
So basically,
Yeah.
how it went is they dropped Miri off at daycare. And they're like, "Yeah, we'll see you in a bit." And they have this really adorable scene where Ray gave her a pinky promise, saying that they'll be back for her performance for Christmas. And then they made up with Q, and they got this little box, which, from what I understand, was full of guns and a couple Santa suits.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was
Were
like
the
the
Santa suits
guns
in
and
there?
the
I think
smoke
they were.
grenades and stuff.
Yeah, it was like there was like an Uzi, a
Yeah.
couple smoke grenades. There
And
was
some
a
Santa
and a
suits.
couple Santa suits, ready for the after party.
Yeah, when you gotta bounce the kid on the lap at 8, but you gotta go kill somebody at 7. Boom.
Oh, for sure, dude. But yeah, they basically pulled up, and the guards were like, "No, only Ray can go." And Ray goes, "No, that's my partner." And then they just fucking start raiding hell on these guys. They kick the shit out of the front guards. They pull in. They're getting shot at by like 13 people. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden we see Ogino come in with what looked like a Barrett 50 cal.
Shooting,
just-
standing up, chilling, like it's a
yeah.
shotgun.
Puts freaking a 50 caliber bullet into the engine of their tiny little yellow car.
There goes the
Oh.
radiator.
This dude's
But-
like a robot, bro.
Yo, for real, for real. It's a lot to unpack with him. He like never runs. He never panics. Like he reminded me of Jason, like the Friday the 13th character.
From the
like
horror movies.
Okay.
Yes. He like
He
reminded
never
me of him
runs, but
because
he's always right there.
right, man.
He was though.
He's creepy, man. He's super creepy.
I was so happy when he died, and the way they did it was so fucking satisfying.
It was. Like,
So Oh, go for it, Tyler.
okay, you go ahead.
I was to say, so basically, they're in this huge fight with them, and he shot Kazuki in the leg, and Kazuki's on the ground with a propane tank and a lighter, ready to go out in a blaze of glory, which would have been tragic because he's got a daughter to go back to. But Ray comes in and basically starts fighting Ogino, picks up a knife, tries to kill him, and Ogino gets the knife away from him, and he has Ray fully like a chokehold, like 2 hands, body in the
he's
air,
done.
like
Yeah.
some Jason Voorhees shit, just like Bass is saying. But then we get Kazuki come out of nowhere with the knife and stab him in the back, which gives Ray a chance to headbutt him. And Ogino falls on this knife, and you just see it go right through his neck.
Which was gruesome.
It was fucking awesome, is what it was.
Yeah, that creep needed to die, man. Had we seen like another like gruesome death like that, or like scene like that in the show, or was that just for him? I think it was just for him, guys.
We've seen people die
maybe.
with. No, I mean we've seen people get shot, and we saw his
seen
master.
The torture scenes, right? Remember the beginning, the torture scenes?
It wasn't that gruesome though.
It wasn't knifed through the throat. Kind of gruesome.
Yeah, and we're not talking about like slicing his throat. We're talking about stabbed in the back of the neck, and then impaled through his windpipe.
You know,
Like,
and
it was incredibly satisfying.
That's pretty. That's pretty
It's an interesting thing to call
ironic
it, but okay.
As well, because he's literally the last word guy, and he couldn't even say any last words because of the way he died.
And it was so stupid because he was reaching for his own book to write down his own last words. Like, man's got some serious problems, and you know, his whole life probably could have been saved with some decent therapy.
I think it would have needed more than some decent therapy. Probably to get out of the Suwa family mansion. That would have been a start, probably.
No, I think for him, he needed a nice white padded room.
Honestly,
in an insane asylum, because he was out there,
fair.
man.
Yeah,
he was out there.
Crazy.
But as he's reaching for his notebook, you just see a lighter fly into the room. The whole thing the propane tank just goes. And I got everything I wanted in that one scene. I was good. I was like, all right, this is the perfect ending. I'm fucking awesome. I'm good.
But yeah, going back to what you said, Dan, about the whole front guard, the guards gate situation up there at the front of the house. I thought like one of the most badass things happened at that moment. They took away Kazuki and Rei's weapons. And then I think Kazuki said, "Oh, you're taking away his weapons? He doesn't need them. He is a weapon." And he just starts going ham on the guards. It was crazy. I really, really, really loved that shit. But I had to just interject because that was, for me, that was the most badass moment of the entire show.
I agree. It was something else to see that. I was like, what are they gonna do now? Are they just gonna let Rei go? And then Kazuki just said that. I was like, okay.
All right. And then
Okay,
Rei
bro.
just kills like 5 people, like all for him. I'm like, okay, he really liked that. My man really out here with it.
You got to do it for your daughter,
Yes, sir. Wasn't taking no for an answer that day.
What did you guys think about the interaction between Rei and his father in the mansion?
I thought that was really weird. I thought it was going to be more like a death match than just a talking to. Because if I remember correctly, so Rei walks in and he pretty much just talks to his dad. His dad tries to shoot him. I think he shoots him in the arm. And then he ends up shooting himself in the arm and saying, "Oh, now I'm worthless to you."
Well,
did anybody understand that?
Yeah. So the reason why he did that is because Rei is like, he's supposed to be like a machine that like a killing machine that takes over, but when he shoots himself in the arm like that, he probably shot himself in the like correct spot to like severely hurt himself for future times as well. So therefore he cannot be a extreme killing machine because he just injured himself.
Okay.
And his dad understood what he did. And that's why he was able to walk out and leave, because what's the use of, trying to make him stay or killing him, because now he is basically useless to him. So that's what I got out of it. So
yeah, I thought it was really symbolic, that whole conversation, and then him shooting himself in the arm. He basically came in and said, "I found happiness," and listed off all these things that he's done with Miri and Kazuki in the year they've been together.
Right.
And it really showed his conviction, I thought.
It was cool. One thing that I found particularly interesting about that scene was when Rei turns away and starts walking, his father like picks up the gun, points at him, and he's just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do this." And I thought that was really cool because he's like, "Yeah, I could have just killed him in cold blood right here," but he's like, "It's not worth it." And I had to think, like, does he actually care about that kid? Like, does he actually care about his son? What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think he definitely does in a really weird sense. I mean, the family dynamic in that
I
whole
mean, it's completely fucked.
crime organization is fucked. But I think he was realizing that like he can't convince him otherwise.
Right. Okay.
And at that point, if you kill him, like why? You know. At least that's what went through my head in that scene. I think.
Yeah.
Is he the kind of person that needs a reason to kill though?
That's your own flesh and
I didn't
blood,
get those
man.
kind of. Oh, I guess. Okay.
I
Some
did really
father
like.
shit.
I did really like the line that Ray said though, that like our bonds are stronger than blood, and I thought that was badass.
It's true.
Yeah, it really surprised me though that instead of doing what Ray is so good at, going in and just screwing shit up like that, just turning the place upside down. And I thought that that wouldn't stop with his dad, honestly, but he threw a curveball. Curveball. I thought I I felt like Kazuki is always the one that wants to talk and stuff like that. And when he like tried to talk it out with his dad and succeeded, I was like, damn, bro, Ray, like he went crazy on this. Like he's up there now, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was a culmination of his character development and
Yeah.
growth
I think so. Yeah,
in
man
one
uses words right there.
5-minute scene, which is crazy. You know.
Like ask him, give him the same situation like 5 to 6 episodes ago,
Mhm.
and this it wouldn't have went down like this. So
Right, and I had mentioned it when we first started talking about baddie daddies here. But did anybody else expect this level of like character development from a 12 episode season?
You're really good at that, dude.
Huh? I
You're,
am. I
you're
am.
really good at that.
I
12
like to mix
season.
up words. I like to mix up words, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of the shorter shows that don't follow a manga, because it's really tough to convey that in like like 30 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's easier to do when you're not following a source material that was written in a in a comic style. So
Right. Okay. What about you,
yeah,
Tyler?
yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed it. Like it was like way more character growth than I expected. I thought that it would be up to a certain point and then it would kind of stop, but it never did stop, and we see it just keep on going and going. And Ray just like, I think he honestly like doubles his character growth in the last episode, in my opinion. So
yeah, I think it all came together really well, and they really did a good job writing his
yeah,
character.
Yeah, I think so. Um, I would even call him the main character of the show, even though it is the Buddy Daddies, because what do we actually know about Kazuki other than that episode that we got out of him, where he accidentally killed his wife and had to talk to his, I guess, former sister-in-law. I felt like they went a little bit deeper for Ray. They did a little bit more with him, but I mean, Kazuki
I'm,
had his parts.
yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense though, because Ray's father in the Suo organization was the antagonist essentially,
Yes.
and Kazuki's stuff was all in the past. I mean, he did mention that he didn't even know his parents growing up. Like, he had a really hard life
Mhm.
too,
Oh
but
yeah, for sure.
it wasn't the centerpiece of the show. So I feel like it'd be harder for him to dive into it, you know?
Understood.
I think Kazuki as well was on a like a much higher base from the get go, and Ray had to be built up with Kazuki's help, and then of course Miri's help as well down the
Of
line.
course. The best girl,
So
Miri.
yeah,
Awesome. So I guess since we did a first look on this, unless you guys have anything else to add.
no,
I'm good to go, man.
Okay, yeah, since we did a first look on this, has your rating gone up or gone down or changed?
damn, I don't even know what I rated this first look.
Shit, I don't even remember. I think I gave it like a high 6. I think I gave it a high 6 or a low 7. 12 episodes. Really enjoyed it, man. I think I got a man. I think this is only the second time I'm gonna rate something this high, but I'm gonna give it an 8.
Ooh,
Give it an 8. This was really
8.
good to me. It
Yeah.
it made
Wow.
me feel so many feels, and I hadn't felt those feels before. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think going back, I think I gave like a 6.5 maybe.
Okay.
And I think I'm bumping it up to like a 7.2. This is just a really solid B tier anime.
Solid. Okay.
And I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I ranked it. I'm sure it was around the 7 mark, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it
He's a
was,
generous
it's
guy.
higher now. So I'm gonna give it like probably like around a 8.4 or something like that. I would say because
Jeez.
this is pretty good. I like it. This is my type of show. So
Right. And I'll give you like the main reason I'm giving it that high of a rating is because it was only 12 episodes, and I feel like they did as much as about as much as you can with that amount of time.
yeah. So I
Would
mean,
I,
like
like if something's 100 episodes and I give it an 8, I feel like that's like a lot, saying a lot more. But being 12, I think it's a little harder to do something like that.
Like
Gotcha.
a great comparison to this show is like Spy Family for me. Spy Family, I'm hitting around a 9 mark, honestly. For Spy Family, like high 8s, 9, something like that. Because it's got
The scale only
it's
goes up to 10, right?
yeah. Well, bro,
No, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
it's got the best of all worlds. It's got the action, it's got the drama, it's got the slice of life, it's got the romance in it. The
Okay,
only thing we're
okay.
missing in this one is romance, obviously. Unless
Right.
probably some fan theories out there. With Ray and Kazuki probably. So
Oh, we're not going to get into that. They're
yeah,
buddies.
Yo, chill.
Oh,
I'm
they're
just saying
buddies.
that's the way it usually goes, bro. The fans out there, give them what they want. That's what
The
they
anime
want,
world
bro.
is crazy.
Oh, they're definitely getting shipped. There's just like no way around that, to be honest.
But yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is going to do it for our coverage of Buddy Daddies. And that was episode 12, Daughter Daddies, the season finale. If you guys haven't watched this show, we definitely all recommend it. Tyler, you want to get us into One Piece 1056?
Yes, sir. So this one's called a counter charge, Law and Kid return attack combination. In this episode, we get to see Law and Kid are having a tough battle against Big Mom. They decide they must try to use their awakened devil fruit powers together to stand a chance at defeating Big Mom. So Go Piece is back finally with a great episode. I felt like I was wrong though on the last podcast episode. I thought that we would be getting a rooftop scene with mostly recaps. So I'm really happy we didn't get that. What did y'all think about this surprise little episode?
Man, I thought this was actually a really good episode. I know we always complain about pacing. It is One Piece. That's just part of the ground we stand on here.
Yeah.
But we got a lot. I feel like we got a decent amount this episode. We got Raizo fighting Pukuru Kuji. Good luck with that earlobe, boy. We got to see some scrolls and some earlobes battle it out. But I think the biggest things we saw were the awakened abilities between Law and Kid. I thought that was really cool. And then we got to see Big Mom kind of step it up a little bit, which I'm always interested to see what she's really like when she's trying. Because we've seen her rampage, we've seen her mess around with people, but we haven't seen her really go all out. Dan, what'd you think?
Yeah, I knew this one was coming, and I was really excited to see this episode animated. I remember reading it, and I was like, "Holy shit, One Piece is really good this week." If you guys don't know that meme, I'm sorry. But I was super excited to see Kid and Law going out with Big Mom for this specific scene. One thing I really enjoy is that they're just casually like, "Oh, by the way, did you awaken your devil fruit?" And it's like, yeah, I did. Like kind of out of the blue,
I thought it was just like so underwhelming how they did that. I wish there would have been like a little bit more focus on how they got awakened or something like that. But
Like if you would have blinked, you would have missed that conversation.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you'd been like, what's with these new powers, bro?
Yeah, why's room got a K in front of it, dude? Why is it Kroom? But I think they went into the awakening thing back in Dressrosa with Doflamingo. They talked about it there.
Mildly. I mean, like a little bit.
It's one of those tough things though, where it's like it all depends on the user if it gets awakened or not, and like how it gets awakened. So obviously you've got to be proficient, and well, they're both really good with their devil fruit, so I'm not surprised. And
Right.
I thought both the awakenings were really cool, especially kids with the Jika Jika Nomi, and he can actually assign magnetic poles to people, which is terrifying.
Yeah, it's actually wild.
Oh yeah, they a few of the grunts thought Big Mom got killed by that.
Nah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, but we knew that. We knew better. Like, come on, Big Mom.
Well, a lot of
She is a
people was
tank.
like just sitting there watching. They're like, "Damn, she took that hit," and so yeah.
So
Def-
after we got to see K Room, Law's awakened ability, and
Room.
then Kroom. Is it just Kroom or K
It's
Room?
Kroom, yeah.
It's Kroom.
Kroom.
Okay, I can't listen and read at the same time. I have problems. But
There's no dash like we have in our notes.
Oh, really?
In the manga,
Okay.
it's just Kroom with
it's
a
just
big K.
Kroom.
Yeah, a really good name there, Law. Great job.
Yeah.
Jeez,
It's-
yeah, he
it's
should have
probably
done better
more
than
like
that.
Karoom probably
Karoom.
something like that. But he says it so
Kroom,
fast. So
Karoom.
yeah.
All right, that's a shitty name. Good job, Law. But, yeah, Dan, you already had mentioned kids a sign, which I thought was really, really cool. But what about Laws with the Kroom, the K Room? What'd you think
Yeah, I
about
mean-
it, Tyler?
Go ahead, Dad.
I was gonna say it's just basically a better version of Room, Like he impaled Big Mom with his massive sword, but it didn't actually injure her, and he was able just to blast shockwaves inside of her body, which I thought was fucking awesome. Because I mean, what's the
That
best
was
way
sick.
to damage someone who has, armament hockey? Beat him the fuck up from the inside, dude.
Right, exactly.
Bro.
And he actually, he was like, she was actually bleeding after that. Just
Yeah.
that one move.
And speaking of like names, Karoom or whatever, my favorite of this episode that got announced was Shock Willie. I love that. Shock Willie.
See, that's how you name something right there.
How do you even how does Law even get that? Like I understand the shock part. Oh, why Willie? What's up?
Because
What's
it
up with
sounds
Willie?
cool. What you
So,
want?
I mean, I'm a fucking 30-year-old man, so I think
Yeah.
Willie, and I laugh when he impales her with it. But
Put the anesthesia on the sword. Give her the shock Willie, bro.
Yo, okay.
Hey, that's what he's doing, bro.
That's true.
Again, this podcast is not meant for children.
It isn't. It really
It
isn't.
is
Though.
rated E.
Kids out of here, dude.
But yeah, we also got to see Big Mom's response. So, Tyler, you want to kind of let the people know how that went down?
Yeah, she basically like I think she went into like a rage moment she used her what's it called, life focus or something like that. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Yes, that is it.
And she
Oh,
wanted red bean soup. What'd you say?
It's soul pocus, but yeah, close enough.
Yeah, so bogus. Yeah, whatever. Who
I
cares?
told you, I was reading it again. So
The same
there-
thing, bro.
There you go.
But
I'm trying so hard, y'all.
It's she wanted red bean soup this time, and as we all know, back when beginning of Wano, like 2 years ago or whatever, uh,
That's
all
painful
the
to hear.
soldiers was like, spilling all the red bean soup, so there probably is no more. That's one of the reasons why Luffy got pissed off, because they was, spilling the red bean soup, blah blah,
Right, and Tama
But-
just wanted a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so nobody had red bean soup, so she basically just sucked all the souls out of all the surrounding soldiers and just reanimated like everything in her vicinity, basically. So
I was
Yeah.
cracking up when I saw steel beams with smiley faces on them. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I forgot about that part.
But
Yeah, it was cool because she like picked up I guess like some broken planks and center blocks and made them part of her little army
yeah.
and got Prometheus and Hera back up.
I think honestly, like she upgraded.
She did. Oh, big
So-
time. And then she actually made herself bigger. And this is how we kind of know that Big Mom's kind of going all out at this point. She used up a year of her life
Yeah.
to make herself a little bit bigger and stronger. So like, she knows what's up. Like she knows like I'm gonna have to actually start fighting now.
It's either you lose a year of her life to get bigger and badder, or lose a life right now. So
She understands that now.
Yeah, I
so,
definitely really enjoyed the scene too, where she basically just said that she respected Kid, Law, and Luffy right before doing that. She's like, I got to take this seriously now.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, imagine if she was more than a year. It's like she's terrifying. I mean, she's always been terrifying, but like she's extra terrifying now. Imagine if she did like 5 years.
I don't think she's got that many left in her, big dog. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm just messing around. Yeah.
well, in her mind as well, like she knows that what they just did took a lot out of them, and they're probably going to be on like their last legs after their little um what whatever you call it, their croom and the
The old awakening
magnetic
buildings.
shit. Yeah, the ultimate abilities. They're probably on their last legs after that, and she probably kind of knows that. And so she was like, I just used 1 year and I'll just easily finish them off. So,
Time to body.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, something's gonna have to happen because Law specifically said like this is gonna suck out like all of my energy. And I think that's the same thing for Kid as well. So you got her taking it to the next level, and you're really tired. So it's going to be fun to see how they deal with that.
Yeah.
Definitely, man.
It really is. And I was excited, like, as this episode, we got mostly fighting and mostly good fighting. So I was really, really excited about that. I enjoyed this episode a lot. So,
Yeah, this episode was definitely a budget buster.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. A lot of auroras.
Well, you could tell.
Auras, excuse me.
Auras. Are you talking
Why
Harry
can't
Potter
I
with the
talk right
auras?
now, bro? I'm struggling so much.
Potter over here now, man. We're getting a mashal next week, okay?
Bro, did I have a stroke? What's going on right now? This is nuts. But how are y'all liking Aura Piece? Like, is it too much? I know we brought this up several episodes ago, but I feel like it's been toned down to an appropriate level at this point.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't really notice it that much now. So
yeah, me either. And I thought there was actually one really good shot. It was right when Big Mom powered up and she picked her sword and her cloud and her sun back up, and it had like a good amount of aura on it, but it just looked beautiful. I really enjoyed that shot. So I think they've worked it out. You know,
Are you talking the one that had like Big Mom in the back and Kid and Law standing in the front?
Yeah,
it was like green and red and all that. I don't even know if that was auras, dude. That might have just been some fucking dope ass animation. I have no idea.
I don't
but
fucking know. Man.
That was like a wallpaper scene. Like that's like some 14-year-old boy in Japan who's watching One Piece has that as his wallpaper right now.
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna screenshot this.
Don't show my wallpaper right now.
After last week, mine's Studio Ghibli. So.
Oh, okay. GG's.
Hey, attaboy.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I felt like though, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but every other scene, it felt like, especially Yamato's scene, it felt like it was budgeted down, kind of scaled down on the animation. Did y'all feel like that too?
You could definitely notice the difference a little bit. But I think it's justified. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think they were trying to convey something differently with Yamato looking like a shadow running through up the stairs and all that. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I thought that was like more like a speed thing because she knows it's going down and she has to save everybody.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she can beat Kazenbo, the giant fire ghost thing.
the phantom, the fire wraith.
Yeah, there we go. That's the
dude.
I'm
using words again. Do y'all hear me? But yeah, no, that's gonna be a fun little race there. Just for wow factor, I kind of want Kazembu to freaking win. Just to see some explosions. But I'm that's just me. I'm here for the wow moments. But
if it blows up, we don't get to see more Luffy versus Kaido, dude.
They'll be fine.
Straighten your priorities out, man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I guess that's a good point.
like Bass is going crazy now. Like so, his devil fruit he picked Doflamingos,
Mhm.
and he was gonna put people in bird cages, and now he's wanting to blow
Whoa,
up
whoa,
Wano, bro.
whoa, whoa.
He was wanting to blow up Onigashimas. What's going on, bro?
Just the flower capital, bro. Don't do that. Don't do me like
What are
that.
you
Not the whole
doing,
That's
bro?
everybody right now, dude. They're having their big fire festival. Everybody is there.
See, but if you blow it up before it gets over the capital, everything's gonna be okay.
But all them people, bro, that's on Luffy.
But think about the
Not
animation.
Robin, bro. Think about Robin, bro. You're blowing up Robin.
And Nami.
Okay, you might have. Yeah, I'm gonna reel it
What
in
do you
here, boys. My
think
bad.
about it? Go sleep on it, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to chill out. I need to go get some tea, bro.
Eat a Snickers bar. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not myself.
Eat a Snickers. Yeah, you're a sociopath now, dude. What the hell, man?
He's turned into Big Mom. Give him. It's like so pocus, you know.
Man,
Life
you put a
or
mic in front of my face and I just say stupid shit. That's what I'm realizing.
like, what's the food that you want, bro? Life or what? No, nachos or something.
I'm not gonna disclose that to the people.
Oh,
No, don't worry about
yeah.
that.
I'm gonna guess it is Chinese food and or chicken wings, based on my knowledge of knowing Bass for a while now.
Somebody get him some Chinese
I
food,
was-
bro.
Or chicken wings, yeah. I mean, that honestly, from what you've seen out of me, Dan, that's fair.
Or tacos from a Chinese place.
I mean, but
That's what he
look,
wants.
look, man, half the time,
No, bro.
me and Dan used to be roommates, but half the time we were together, we were watching football. So chicken wings, that's fair.
Tacos from a Chinese place, bro. The disrespect.
Those were great.
Yo,
Don't
they
even-
were actually really good tacos. This has nothing to do with anime, but those were actually some really good fucking tacos.
They were great
dog.
drunk food, and they delivered till like 3 a.m. or something. It was money.
It was A1.
It was like $1.
And we're talking about some big ass tacos, but back to the episode. Back to the
Yeah.
episode.
Well, actually, I was gonna say, I think we've covered pretty much everything we want to talk about with One
Yes.
Piece. Do you guys
Yeah,
want
I
to
think
get?
that's why we're talking about tacos right now. Let's go to the next thing.
Do you guys want to get into our new weekly anime that just came out that we're all super hyped for? It's called Hell's Paradise. It's another show from Studio Mappa. It's kind of rounding out the dark shonen trio that they're putting out with Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, and Jujutsu Kaisen. So one thing before we get into the episode, did you guys like think the animation was up to par with those two shows?
What do you mean? Like this animation up to par with like Chainsaw Man?
And
Top
Jujutsu
thing?
Kaisen, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's basically like this is Mappa's money right here, you know?
Right.
So, in my opinion, I feel like it has potential to be, but I don't think we really got to see a whole lot of, examples of what Mappa can do in this episode. There wasn't really a lot of stuff going on that really like showed you what they can do. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
I completely. That's what I was gonna say, Tyler. Really, the only thing that we got to see that was a little special was that fire move that was done. The what were they calling them? The ninjutsu at the very end of the
Yeah.
episode, which looked wonderful. It looked amazing, but nothing else really happened. You know, he was trying to get pulled apart by bulls and stuff like that. We got to see a shot with him inside of like some fire, which looked really cool. But I don't think there's a big enough sample size to really judge it quite
Yeah.
yet.
I was gonna say I think it was on par with like the not crazy scenes from those two shows.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I'm
I can say
sure.
that. Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna hold up to it because this is their like main focus title for this spring season or whatever until Jujutsu Kaisen comes out. So I think they put a lot of time into it, honestly.
Definitely. Well, thank you guys. I was just curious. Tyler, you want to get us into a little summary of episode 1 that does not have a name?
Yeah. So it didn't have a name. It's just called episode 1, I guess, because Mappa, used all
Fuck
the
it.
money, animating and shit. So
Couldn't afford any
Hey,
characters.
yeah, just name it episode 1, save money. So we start off by seeing the main character, Gabby Maru, trying to be executed, but turns out he can't easily die. Even though he wants to, apparently, or he says he does anyways. they still tried many different ways to kill him, and all of them fell. Turns out he's a superhuman shinobi. Uh, so this was a fun little episode, and I could tell right away that, like the boys said, it's Mappa's work. How do you feel about our boy Gabby Maru and all of his skills? Do they make him feel a little OP off the jump? Do y'all like that type of thing?
Yeah. So I've said in the past, I really enjoy shows where they don't have like 47-minute training montages or show like like somebody like with no skill at the beginning. So I thought it was really cool that he actually was like a full blown ninja assassin right off the bat. And it's gonna let him get right into the story too. It's not like Naruto where they have to go to school for 300 episodes to learn how to make
They start
shadow
off
clones.
at 7 years old. Yeah, skip that.
Nice.
Miss me with that.
Dog and Naruto. Damn. Pick Black Clover at least. At least Bass hates that.
The guy's Black Clover's different though because he's already swole.
Oh,
He
And he doesn't
already
have any
swole.
magic, so he's got his anti-magic swords. He just swings them because he's fucking ripped.
well, pick Deku, bro. My hero.
Nah, he just doesn't want me talking about Naruto. That's all this is.
We're not allowed to bad
I knew
mouth
that was gonna
Naruto
get under
anyway.
his skin. I knew it. But no, I thought he was a really good character. Having one episode as a sample size, I thought Gabi Maru was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They kind of started off, and whether they were trying to attempt to execute him. Tyler, did you have a favorite execution attempt?
Oh man, I don't need the
So I'll list them off for you.
I
So
think the boiling one was
yeah,
pretty
Death by
decent
bowl.
because he the animation kind of went pretty hard on that. I think like his eyes lit up. He like looked like a demon kind of. Did he not?
yeah,
Is
that's
that
what
the
I was
correct
talking
one?
about just a few
Yeah,
minutes ago. That should
yeah.
look dope.
You just
Yeah.
see him flex his legs, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So basically,
But-
what this is you have two bulls, and bulls are pretty fucking strong. I think they say that the average human leg is capable of withstanding like 500 kilograms of force, and bulls pull at about 1,000.
Something like that, yeah.
So in reality, this form of execution should literally split you from your groin through your chest and just pull you in two, which
Yes.
would have been fucking nuts to see. But thankfully, our main
man's
character
been doing
didn't.
he's been
I
doing
was
his
just-
Kegels, boy. He's been
Yeah, I
doing
was
his
gonna
Kegels.
say he's been doing his Kegels. But thankfully, the main character didn't die in the first episode, and we got to see a little bit of just how strong he was. I'm gonna have to agree that was my favorite form of execution. I just thought it was ridiculous.
I forgot about that too. And with that, every other thing was kind of, iffy because he kept on saying he wanted to die, he wanted to be executed, stuff like that. And at that point, the Bulls, we knew after that situation that he really didn't want to die. There's no way you could not do what he did and want to die, So
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
And that was our first little time where we realized, okay, he's just not the hollow that people think he is,
Yeah.
the hollow man that people think he is.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty interesting the way they did that because the whole first 10 minutes he's just talking about how he wishes somebody would be able to execute him, and then they just flip flop it and where did this come from? So
Yeah, I think they did a really good job introducing that because Sagiri, who is one of the other characters, she is a female inspector, quote unquote, from the shogunate's office, and basically
Right.
he's kind of like talking to him, like taking notes, like, "Hey, why do you want to die?" All this kind of stuff, and kind of gets a little backstory from him. So Gabi Maru actually is from, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's a town where basically all the men are assassins and warriors, and the women are there just to make babies. And he gets hooked up with the chief's daughter, and she's trying to just be a really good person, and it's like changing him, and I think he doesn't like that. So basically he goes to the chief and says, "Hey, I can't do this with your daughter. I got to get out of here. And he basically gets almost killed by the chief and all the assassins in the town. And I think that's how he ends up in prison, essentially. So,
Yeah. So yeah, I think what actually happened, he was trying to make
I think he got a mission, right?
yeah, he did end up getting a mission. But before that, when he was talking to the inspector, Sagiri, he was trying to make it seem like he didn't like his wife.
Yeah.
And then he was trying to get out of the marriage to the leader of that village. And what it actually ended up being was like he really loved her and she wanted to end like just live like an ordinary life. Like you were saying, Dan, the ladies were just there to have babies and all the men were like warriors or ninjas. But I think he went to the leader and was like, hey, like, can I just leave? Like, can we just live an ordinary life like she deserves? And then he was like, nah, bro, you dead. So I think that's actually how he ended up at that point.
yeah,
pretty sure.
I was going to say, thanks for stealing my spotlight there, Chief.
Anytime, brother.
Basically, he goes to his final form of execution where he actually has to fight Sagiri, and she is a member of the Asaman clan, and she's basically like called the Decapitator. Like she is an or executioner / sword tester, and she says she's going to kill him, and he kind of panics, grabs one of the guard's swords, and they're going at it. And she basically says the reason you don't want to die is because you actually love your life. And then we get the exact same flashback we had of like him not enjoying it, with him actually like really enjoying it and loving her and everything else. And I thought it was a really cool way to introduce that, because like sometimes people think one way, but in reality they feel the other way. And they did a great job of conveying that.
That was a really cool little thing that they did.
And I kind of think that like he thinks that way. He wants to think that he hates it because he wanted her to live a better life without him. So he's making himself think that he hated it. That way he feels less uh, guilt and regret, maybe when he did leave her, I guess, and die. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's so much as that, because he didn't ask to die. He asked to take her from the village, and that was his punishment.
Yeah.
I think it was more that.
I mean, he didn't even really get punished by them. He gave a mission, and it was like a trap. It was a
It
setup.
was a full setup, and that's why he's in jail. You know.
But technically, he didn't like the chief wasn't just like, hey, no, we're not doing this. He did it on the sly, and Gabby Maru figured it out. He was like, I should have known, that this was the way it was going to be. This was going to be a setup. So I was kind of digging that, the way they played all that. So
Yeah, it was a top tier first episode. Like really, it got me hooked and a pretty well invested into the story. I even made my mom watch it with me,
okay.
and she was like, "Yo, this is actually really good."
Your mom watches anime like that?
No. This is the first time
all.
I've ever tried to make her watch it. She just came in. She was at my apartment. She just came in the living room. She's like, "Yo, what is this?"
You should have got her to watch Silent Voice, bro.
Man, I'm gonna talk to y'all about that, bro.
I'm not doing that to Mama Bass.
No, I would never. That's a sweet lady, Tyler.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was cool how they showed Gabby Morrow was pretty much in denial. It felt like he just had given up on himself and was like, this sucks, and I'm ready to go. I don't care about my life. But
yeah, it's kind of like his shinobi programming. It's kind of like how the Anbu in Naruto think the same way. That's kind of the parallel I saw there. They're just emotionless killers. I mean, that's what shinobi are trained to be.
Yes.
So after that, it keeps going into a fight between Sagiri and Gabby Maru, and then out of the blue, she just pulls a pardon out of her pocket and says, "Hey, does this sound cool? This is from the Shogun." And he's obviously interested because he wants to live and wants to be with his wife, and it kind of leads us into an introduction of what the show is actually going to be. And it introduces us to Paradise, which is essentially this magical island that they found that has potentially the elixir of life, which the Shogun obviously wants because classic anime scene, somebody wants to be immortal.
Right.
And
fun fact, that's actually how gunpowder was made. They were looking for the elixir. They were trying to make the elixir of life, and they ended up making gunpowder. And isn't that ironic?
Like in the anime or like
No, in
IRL?
real life. In real life,
Oh.
that is actually how gunpowder came about in China.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah. So they were looking for the elixir of life and created mass death. Hey, but back to anime. Sorry.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, bro. This is why y'all listen to this podcast, because not only did we give y'all good anime takes, we give y'all history.
We drop
Boom.
facts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But so we get an intro into paradise or heaven or the other side as people call it. And it's this beautiful island. Like, I was blown away by the animation of the flowers and everything from those scenes. It was absolutely stunning. And they get into it and they send a boat there. And basically it's, to go explore and find this elixir of life. And the boat comes back with just flowers through it. And you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. A little weird right there. Then all of a sudden boat pulls up to the dock and these two onlookers just basically go in and they pick up the flowers and they just notice that it's like a fucked up human body, which is like growing flowers. So I'm really interested to see where this show goes. I think it's going to be super fucking cool.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was like chopped up, but there were flowers growing out of it. So yeah, they have my interest.
Do y'all have any like thoughts on what, why, and how that's being caused?
Nope, no fucking clue.
Yeah, man, I'd have to be a wizard to understand how that works.
Tune in next week on Dragon Ball Z, dude. Like, that's it. They left such a good hook.
They did.
I think that it's something to do with the fact that they got there and they kind of got greedy and they tried to drink the elixir. And I think that maybe it's being like it's like what they do with the like Mona Lisa and stuff like that. They put fake shit up to protect the real shit. You know what I mean? So maybe it's something like that, and they think that they're getting the elixir, but it's not actually the elixir, and this is what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
It's my theory.
And I thought it was really impressive. They set up the whole story in one episode.
Yeah.
And is this just 12 episodes for one season, or is this a self-contained 12 episodes, guys?
I think it's a season. I want to say it's a season. I think the manga is ongoing, and I have to look into that, and we will let you know next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did a really good job at setting up the episode. I was very, very, very impressed with that. I mean, setting up the season. I'm going to stop changing those words around.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. So it's we know a lot of things, but we know nothing still. So it's pretty interesting. So.
Oh yeah, they got the hook in all of us, man. And like based on what I've seen in Twitter and everything else, like this show's getting hyped up. So hopefully it sticks to it keeps it up, man. It doesn't let me down.
And like I don't know if y'all seen the cover art of this, but it's like 10 people or something like that. I'm not sure, but they all look kind of badass, honestly. And I'm just who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean we're getting a little, from what I understand, we're getting a little survival of the fittest in this front too. Gabimaru isn't going to be the only one. It's going to be a bunch of death row inmates essentially going at it, trying to get the elixir of life, and whoever wins gets the pardon. So I'm really excited for that.
Maybe.
Oh, that's going to be really fun. I hope it's like that.
Yeah, that's what they said it was going to be. So
hey, maybe Ego's over there on the island, bro, and he's just waiting to say lock off.
Yo, chill.
Oh,
God damn it, Tyler.
Well, on that note,
let's go.
Get into our movie review for the week.
Yeah, Dan. Yeah. Hit us off, bro.
Awesome. So this week we watched A Silent Voice, which is a 2016 drama animated by Kyoto Animation. It was directed by Naoko Yamada and written by Reiko Yoshida. So to get into a little bit, the summary of it goes: a grade school student with impaired hearing is bullied mercilessly. She transfers to another school. Years later, one of her former tormentors sets out to make amends. So to get us into it, what'd you guys think?
Whose idea was this?
Tyler, obviously.
You son of a bitch.
Damn. They calling me out already. Damn.
I'm a grown man, dude. I don't need to
how
listen to
dare you? How dare you?
I blame Dan.
This was so sad. It was hard for me to watch this. It took me 5 tries to watch this. I didn't like sit down and watch this end to end. I got like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I had to keep going back.
Okay.
Um,
But let me
go
ask
ahead.
you this. It took you this long to watch it. It was pretty sad. But overall, did you think this movie was really good though? Did it live up to what I hyped it up to be?
It was all right. It was all
Okay.
right. There was a character that I thought she should have gotten jumped personally.
Executed by bull is the right word.
Now
but
Dan's got it
but
going on
outside
over
of
here.
that, see, that's like I needed some vengeance, and that's all I was looking for by the end of this. But outside of that, yes, I really, really, really did enjoy this. Like, to be honest, and some of the best animation I've seen. Period.
Yeah.
I was really
Okay.
surprised by that.
Yeah, I think the scenes when Shoya, I gotta change it. So I watched the dubbed and I watched the subbed and these guys watched the dubs and they flipped all the names. So like
Yeah.
in the dub they call them by their last name the entire time, or I don't even know. It's weird. But so if I say Ashita, I mean the main character, also Shoya. The scenes where he is riding his bike and they're just showing the incredibly animated backgrounds blew me away. Like
It's
that was
nutty,
some top
isn't it?
tier shit, you know?
Right. That was crazy, but yeah, I mean, overall, it explored the themes of like bullying and kind of overcoming the obstacles that adolescents can bring you, which I thought was really cool. I think it was important to because it kind of talks about mental health a lot, which I also thought was really really cool, and I noticed that there were a lot of koi fish even in the cover art for it, and kind of looking into and they were feeding koi fish throughout the entire movie, and I thought that was kind of particular. So I kind of looked up what koi fish symbolize,
I
and
think it grounds them, right?
it's actually so koi fish often symbolize overcoming obstacles.
Yeah.
There's like some Japanese mythology behind all that, but in the end, it's about overcoming obstacles.
Okay. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat to know.
So that was that little bit of symbolism, but other than the animation, like what do you why did you recommend this, Tyler? Why did you make me cry all weekend?
Well, I thought that it was like a very good representation of how the world actually works and how uh s- like this is like a classic. The boy knows he did wrong and he does try to fix it,
Right.
and he does get um like karma for it, I guess you could say. I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Karma, I guess. He gets straight karma for it, and then he tries to, go back and, fix it. And we realize, it's just a whole big story that is very thought out and very detailed. I felt like, and it does a very good job at like showing uh all these different types of feelings and emotions and situations that are happening every day, in our real world.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
Yeah, definitely. I think, everyone growing up, most people in their school have some sort of special needs or deaf or, someone with a disability in their school. And it's just such a common thing for them to be bullied for that. And this just like watching that as an adult, like makes you go back and think like, wow, this is how this makes people feel. And if you
Yeah.
were one of those bullies, man, watching this would make you feel like a massive piece of shit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
and most of these kids like that are bullying Shoya or Shoko. Most of them that's bullying her has no reason to be bullying her other than to fit in and look cool and just bullshit reasons. There's no reason to do it, really. And they do a really good job at letting that be known. There's no reason to be doing it, you know.
Yeah.
So
And that was true. So we start off in the movie, and Shoya is just constantly bullying Shoku. Um, and so like we're kind of looking at him sideways, like, yo, like you're an asshole. I mean, because he was. But you turn around and uh Shoku leaves the school, they grow up a little bit, and then we turn around and maybe some people were wishing bad things happen to Shoya, but then it turns around and starts getting bullied. He's getting lied to about other people's participation in the bullying that he did, even though he was kind of the ringleader. But he seemed like he was just looking for acceptance. And then they go to high school, and now he's a mess. And they do a really good job of also making you feel bad for him as well. The two end up meeting up and making up and forming a great relationship. But I thought it was cool how they did that. It's like he's a victim too. Even though he is the bully, he ended up being a victim too. And I think we always got to remember that, even in our real lives. Sometimes a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on. And I thought it was just really cool, like you said, going back to real life, Tyler.
yeah, and the thing is, like going back to when it first started happening, Shoya, he could care less about Shoko. He was still playing in the background, with his buddies. He was still choking them out wrestling. He was like just playing with his pen. He was just doing normal stuff. He
Right.
actually didn't start like uh with the bullying stuff first. He kind of got a sense of the atmosphere around,
Yes, sir.
and then he felt like based on that atmosphere, because everybody it was kind of outcasting her, and he decided that, oh well, in order to be cool and look cool to my friends, you know I should start making fun of her as well, because he's a more hyper, like outgoing type of person. And every classroom's got that, I'm sure. And it's just they done a really good job at it. uh
They did. And I forget the blonde girl's name, but she was all
Sahara.
yeah, Sahara.
Yeah.
She was always like laughing and whatnot after a while.
Sahara is the one who wanted to learn sign language.
Oh, a different girl then, right?
Um, Start with a K. At least in the sub to start with a K. I don't know what you guys are watching.
Okay, well, name's not really important, but she was one of the people that were just going along laughing with it when they were young,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
regardless of what her name is.
Braided chick, right? She got like braided hair or ponytails or something.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was ponytails.
Yeah.
But those are often like the most dangerous people because they're like, "Oh, I wasn't participating," but you're really just egging it on.
Yeah. Well,
I
she's
mean,
like I said,
if
one of
you
the
don't
reasons
respond like
why.
that, then there's probably no bullying in the first place.
Yeah. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why it got escalated so much is because people like her. So
Exactly.
Definitely. And it's also really interesting to think too, because like when people are that young, they don't really think about it that way. It's more like they're just trying to be accepted by everybody else, and they don't really think of it
Yes.
as bullying. But like I said, like looking back at this, if you were somebody who, I don't want to say tormented, but bullied someone as like a kid, it
Mhm.
really got to make you think, man. And I thought that was a great way to look at it, and it opens up a lot of eyes, I'm sure.
and I also felt like that Shoko or Nishimiya, as Dan would know her, she
My
does a
girl.
really good job of, even though she is getting tormented and her, hearing aids are being ripped out of her ear, expensive hearing aids, and like she's just basically getting mistreated constantly. She still wants to be their friends, and she's still a happy go lucky girl who just wants to be accepted by all of her peers. and she still wants to be their friends, even though that they're just treating her like shit. And I respect that. Like, even though, why would you want to be their friends? But she still wants to be. So
Yeah, I thought that was like more of like a self-worth issue, honestly. I think if you have a healthy self-image, you don't respond like that.
yeah.
Um,
But maybe that's the way she's always been responded to, I guess,
yeah,
is that situation. I assume.
I think,
Uh,
yeah, I mean that it's pretty consistent throughout the entire movie that she just that's how she responds to negative things. So when bad things happen to her, or people didn't treat her well, it made me even more furious, and that
yeah.
was part of what made it so hard for me to watch. Because I just didn't enjoy that. Like I've had like some experiences like being the person that had to stick up for people in those situations. So like it was kind of like just frustrating for me to like have to sit there and couldn't do anything, even though they aren't real people. It was like a visceral reaction, and I just like that's what made it hard for me to watch, and I had to keep restarting. It was my frustration level just kept rising so fast, and then I was like, okay, I had to calm down.
I mean, like, where was that type of person at in this, like, in these situations? Like, it's crazy that no one at all tried to even stand up besides like I think it was Sahara, right? She's the only one that tried to learn sign language and stuff and
Right.
tried to be her friend, but in the end, she got run off too. So
Very true. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Dan, how'd you like this? I've been talking about how I liked it so much.
Oh, you're good then. It was definitely hard to watch sometimes. Like you said, it was frustrating to see that somebody was being treated like that. But I really did like the redemption arc of our boy Ashita or Shoya, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, yeah.
And I thought the ending of it was, ended on a really positive note. There were some really difficult themes: suicide, depression, bullying. And they did a really good job showing that and how that can affect other people. And I don't want to spoil anything, so if you're looking for a tearjerker to watch on a Friday night, man, definitely recommend.
Yes, I kind of got blindsided by that. You told me it was sad, but I was like, "Holy crap!" But yeah, no. It overall, I thought it was good. It was just, I don't think I was mentally prepared.
but even though it's like a sad like tearjerker, like you said,
Mhm.
it still has a lot of like joyous moments in it. I felt like, though, when you're talking about like character growth, and the redemption arc is what Dan called it. Like, there's a lot of things that makes you just happy to see as well. Like, they done a real good job at balancing that towards the last half or whatever. But then again, it has to come down, again, as we've seen a lot. So
Yeah, but yeah, overall, pretty decent movie. Out of 10, what do you rate it, Tyler? I want you to go first since you recommended it to us.
I really enjoy this type of stuff. This is this is the second time I've watched it. I think I rated it like a 7.5 or something the first time I watched it. I'll probably rate it a little bit higher this time. I'll go right under an 8 this time, probably.
Okay,
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, I think I'm sitting right around a 7. It was a really good film. I guess just not my usual cup of tea. So my usual cup of tea gets higher ratings, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Little fan service, some fights. That's what Dan's looking for a little bit.
I don't need the fan
Maybe
service. I need the boxing, like you like to say,
okay,
dude.
all right. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe a few mechas. Give my man what he wants.
I mean, honestly, I was waiting for Shoyo to box Naoko around a little bit. Honestly, I wanted it to happen. I was like, why won't you stand up for her, bro? Like,
I
face
thought
her.
somebody would beat Naoka's ass at some point.
Well, I
I
thought he
was
would try to stand up for her, like, especially on the Ferris wheel thing. Like, why are you gonna let that this chick's gonna do something evil? Why are you gonna let her go in there with her?
Look. You
Like, come on.
show me a video of doing that. Someone doing that to somebody I know. Next words off my mouth is like, when we jumping them.
And her
I'm
little
not.
like her
I
sister
just
though.
it was just like so much
Yeah.
for me. I'm not
No,
I'm
I
not really a
don't know.
violent person, right? Maybe not, but like
Well,
I would feel like I would have to do something, you know. And it was
We
kind of
did.
frustrating that nobody felt that way.
I was gonna say we did get to see Mama Nishima.
Oh,
Nishimiya fucking slap this bitch across the face multiple times.
Chef's kiss.
And that was incredibly satisfying for me. I didn't really like her mom that much because she was kind of such like a dead face character.
Yes.
But I love that part.
it was satisfying, but the overall scene there,
Mhm.
they made. I mean, they done a really good job on that scene because why are they fighting like that when there's a girl over there just emotionally damaged and hating herself.
I
Like
mean, not even just that. There's a
it's her daughter. Why
well,
why are you doing that? Go to your
actually,
kid, bro.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say because it is a big spoiler. So I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, just go to your kid, bro. Go to your kid. Comfort your kid.
Nah, I was okay with that
Yeah.
personally, but
Why would I? I mean, beat her
somebody's
ass
got to
later,
step,
bro.
dog.
Beat her ass later.
Catch her in the alley a little later.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. What about you, Bass? What do you think about it? What's your rating?
I'm gonna give it a low 7, maybe like a 7.2. Kind of like Dan on this one. It's not my normal cup of tea. I thought the animation was phenomenal. I thought the writing was really, really good, and I'm somebody that likes to judge writing. As much as I do like fights, if a movie doesn't make sense, if there's not like character dynamic or they're very like the characters are static, I don't really like that.
Like Transformers.
God bless. God damn it, Dan. But no, like they created a menace in our main character and then made us like him and made us feel bad for him. I thought that was an excellent piece of writing. But I didn't get enough. I didn't get enough closure with some of the issues that were going on at the same time. So that's about as high as I can give it. But that's pretty solid.
So
Yeah, that's well above mid.
yeah. So
for sure.
I think Mal has average rating at 9 or like a little below 9, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty high. And so I also want to know, like, before we started this podcast, would either one of y'all have ever like saw this movie and was like, bro, I'm gonna watch this?
No,
Would you?
I would have read the synopsis and be like, nah, that's not me. So I'm actually glad I watched it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The movie actually won Best Animated Feature Film from the Japanese Movie Critic Awards when it came
Okay.
out. So, I mean, if I saw that, I'd probably give it a watch. I'm very open to watching, as much as Tyler doesn't believe. I'm very open to watching different genres and stuff. I'm
the one that's working on things, guys.
I like to stay in my little safe space with mechas and shonen, but I do branch out. And if I saw it had won that, I mean, it's kind of like watching a Studio Ghibli movie. That's not really my cup of tea, but they're animated so well and the stories are so driving. So I definitely think I would have if it showed up. I mean, I've seen it on Netflix a million times, but I scroll Netflix for 3 hours and I don't pick a movie before going to bed.
Damn.
It'd be like that.
But yeah, for all y'all saying blame Tyler, blame Dan though. I just want to reiterate that because Dan picked Studio Ghibli, Spirited Away last week. I'm pretty sure that was his idea, correct?
I mean, it was Bass really wanted to watch it, so I was throwing him a bone here.
Blame Bass.
Passing the buck.
Dude, you hadn't seen one of the best animated films of all time.
I didn't bring that up. That wasn't me, big dog. That was you.
Brought it up multiple times.
Like weeks ago, like a month ago.
Yeah, and I said, you guys want to do Bass a favor and let's watch Spirited Away.
Oh, what a fuck boy.
Down.
What a fuck boy. Oh, no.
So now we're officially blaming Bass for crying for 2 weeks in a row. So, yeah.
So, the reason we watched this one is because they recommended Bass asked me to watch another Studio Ghibli movie. I was like, hey, we got to give it a break. We got to do something else. And Tyler recommended this. And at first, I thought it was a different animated.
What did you think it was? I forget.
I thought it was Your Name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Your Name.
Which is way less detrimental to my earlobes, whatever you want to call them.
I mean, it's a little bit sad still, but it's
Not like
not
this,
as
man.
it's
Not
not as
like this.
emotional as this one. So
Yeah, this was a lot. This was a whole lot. Yeah, I started watching this on Friday night, and I just like, yeah, I can't do this tonight. I went and play some video games.
But
So I'm not crying on my Friday evening. Not today.
if it's I think it's safe to say if y'all don't like have any issues with um like dark stuff if this shit triggers you, you know, stuff like that, I wouldn't watch it. But if you don't have no issues with stuff like that, this is a must watch. I feel like I think the boys would agree.
Yeah, definitely. And if your kid is a shithead, make them watch this. They'll feel really bad after.
Ooh,
So.
that's a good idea. That's parenting right there, guys.
And then make them watch the first episode of Hell's Paradise. Like, this could happen to you as he's trying to get ripped in half by two bulls. This is Edo period Japan, but we can figure it out with a couple cars. Don't worry about it.
We have more powerful tools now.
U-Hauls.
Awesome. Well, guys, I think that is going to do it for us, right?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Sweet. So, appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 9 of the Anime Degens podcast. Hope you guys are excited for the new format. 2 episodes dropping next week. We're still trying to figure out when we're going to drop them. So stay tuned for that. We'll post in Discord and Twitter, obviously. And if you're following us on your favorite podcast platform, you'll get one of them good old notifications on your cellular device. So keep a lookout for that. We're not sure if we're going to drop them on the same day or do a little onesie twosie kind of deal. But if you're not following us on our socials or you're hanging out in our Discord, make sure you hit the link tree in the bio to come hang out, and we'll catch you next week. Stay degenerate. Bye.